have you been in the studio for?
About 7 years.
Since Oxford?
Yes.
What is this for?
Just a prop for a still life.
Is this one of yours?
Yes.
May I see it?
It's not finished yet, that's why it's covered.
Would a peek preview destroy the creative process?
No, but it's for a private collector. I'm not authorized to show it to anyone else.
Have you seen Dorian lately?
Dorian Gray.
Yes.
A few days ago.
Did you keep in touch?
I suppose we did. We see each other now and again.
Are you still romantically involved?
No, that ended some time ago.
So what does he do?
He's an art dealer. He comes here to view my work and arrange exhibitions and sales.
That's useful.
Yes, it is.
I never understood why he chose you over me.
Didn't he tell you?
No.
Would you like to know?
Of course.
You're a famous actress, worshipped on stage and screen. You have the world at your feet. What does it matter?
It matters to me. No one ever rejected me before or since. I was the one who recommended you to my agent for the portrait. I heard about your work at a party and became interested.
Should I be grateful?
Not really. I had a selfish motive. I wanted a chance to talk. I thought we'd be spending hours together. I didn't realise it'd be over in a few clicks of a camera.
I see. Wait here. It's 11 a.m. I usually take inspiration about this time. Would you care to join me?
It's a bit early for me, but why not?
How sad it is, murmured Dorian Gray, with his eyes still fixed upon his own portrait. How sad it is. I shall grow old and horrible and dreadful, but this picture will remain always young. It will never be older than this particular day of June. If it were only the other way round, if it were I who was to be always young and the picture that was to grow old, for that I would give everything. Yes, there's nothing in the whole world I would not give. I would give my soul for that. And so he did. Imagine you are a lover of 19th century Gothic literature, an admirer of Oscar Wilde, and happily married to a man named Gray in comfortable bourgeois circumstances. You have a beautiful, bouncing boy. What Christian name would you give to him?
Not Dorian, that's for sure.
But what if you did? And what if he grew up to be every bit as handsome and dashing as Wilde's anti-hero who sells his soul to preserve his youth? Do you think he might, at some stage in early adulthood, for example at university, be attracted to an actress called Sibyl and a painter named Basilia?
I think it's statistically highly unlikely. Sibyl is not a very common name.
Well, that's what happened, more or less. There are more things in heaven and earth, Sibyl, than I dreamt of in your philosophy. He sought us out, then and now, me to paint, you to act, to break a spell. Night after night I go to see her play. One evening she's Rosalind, and the next evening she's Imogen. I have seen her die in the gloom of an Italian tomb, sucking the poison from her lover's lips. I have watched her wandering through the forest of Arnhem, disguised as a pretty boy in hose and doublet and dainty cap. She has been mad and has come into the presence of a guilty king and given him rue to wear and bitter herbs to taste of. She has been innocent, and the black hands of jealousy have crushed her reed-like throat. I have seen her in every age and in every costume. Ordinary women never appeal to one's imagination. They are limited to the century. No glamour ever transfigures them. One knows their minds as easily as one knows their bonnets. One can always find them. There is no mystery in any of them. They ride in the park in the morning and chatter at tea parties in the afternoon. They have their stereotyped smile and their fashionable manner. They are quite obvious. But an actress, how different an actress is. Harry, why didn't you tell me that the only thing worth loving is an actress?
Because I have loved so many of them, Basil. He should have said the only thing worth loving is a painter.
But the prospect of marriage had a deleteriously effect on Sibyl's stage performance, and so Dorian Gray lost interest in her. On reflection, he was appalled by his shallowness and sought to make amends, but by then it was too late. Sibyl had killed herself.
Are you saying Dorian rejected me because the Dorian Gray in Wilde's novel was so beastly to Sibyl Vane?
He may have thought, irrationally, that his love would hurt you in your career, like Norman Maine in A Star is Born.
But not yours.
Hard knocks favor the true artist. I can be myself and say damn to the world. I don't have to face audiences and pretend to be whoever they demand to see. My art is my own, whereas yours is public property.
I seem to recall that Dorian wounded Basil with his words. I am jealous of the portrait you have painted of me. Why should it keep what I must lose? Every moment that passes takes something from me and gives something to it. Oh, if it were only the other way. If the picture could change and I could be always what I am now, why did you paint it? It will mock me someday, mock me horribly. But Dorian will not allow Basil to destroy the painting, and years later killed him in a fit of rage.
Influenced by the demonic picture, Dorian has never allowed me to paint his portrait.
Have you asked?
Only in jest, but the joke clearly unsettled him.
Odd then, that he should work in the art world and come into contact with so many painters.
Perhaps.
This is all just pop psychology. I don't believe a word of it. Everyone looks to Freud these days to explain everything.
Or Carl Jung. If you won't take my word for it, you may have to wait a while for a more satisfactory answer. That shouldn't be too much of a problem, though. You've waited patiently all these years. What happened to make you seek an answer now?
Call it a 7-year itch. How long is a while?
A few days?
Why can't you just tell me?
I have to speak with Dorian first.
All right. I'll come back next week. Thanks for the drink.
Before you go, I'd like to take some more pictures. On a more Jungian theme, if you'd be willing to model for me.
All right. What do you want me to do?
Kneel beside this chair and stare straight ahead. Now, genuflect with one hand on the floor. Sorry. Now genuflect with one knee on the floor.